Story of the Ivanovich brothers is an exploration of human nature, capturing the initial conflict between two contrast individuals who struggle with their search for meaning in life. Ivan Ivanovich embodies a longing for simplicity, comfort, and stability. He dreams of peaceful existence symbolized by his beloved gooseberries. However, as his life unfolds, he finds himself increasingly trapped within the confines of his own desires, caught between the warmth of his dreams and the suffocating reality of his choices. In contrast, his brother Nikolai Ivanovich represents the rejection of comfort. He believes that a higher purpose can only be found by pursuing grand ambitions, but the journey leaves him empty, his lofty ideals falling apart. The tension between the two brothers and their opposing philosophies of life forms a central conflict. I'll explore this narrative using visual elements that not only describe their physical worlds, but also reflect the emotional and philosophical divide between them. This visual approach will emphasize the contrast worlds of two brothers, not only through a play of colors but also by contrasting textures and lighting. Ivan's world will be based in warmth with soft natural lighting and organic textures like wood and stone. This environment will be filled with elements of nature, representing his inner harmony. On the other hand, Nikolai's world will be dominated by cold, sharp lines, industrial materials, and harsh artificial lighting. This choice will underscore his alienation from nature and his growing inner emptiness as he pursues lofty and attainable ideals. Through this visual language, I'll highlight the divide in their inner perception of life and the tension between comfort and ambition. Ivan's costume will be designed to reflect his connection to simplicity and tradition. He will wear humble rural clothing characterized by soft pastel shades and functional, unpretentious materials. His clothes will be loose-fitting, indicative of his desire of comfort and an unhurried lifestyle. The simplicity of the attire represents his wish to avoid complications and maintain the harmonious existence with nature. The costume design will emphasize Ivan's detachment from the pressure of modern life and his yearning for peace. In contrast to Ivan's simplicity, Nikolai's costume will embody his internal conflict and the complexity of his world. His attire will be more structured and formal, using dark, oppressive colors, like deep blacks and navy blues, to symbolize his aloofness and emotional distance. His clothes will be made from stiffer, more artificial fabrics, highlighting his detachment from nature and his desire to elevate himself above the mundanity of rural life. Ivan's home will embody warmth, simplicity, and harmony, with an emphasis on natural materials that reflects his deep connection to nature and traditional living. The space will be humble and inviting, filled with natural textures like wood, woven fabrics, and plants. Soft, warm lighting will make the environment feel welcoming, and the space will be arranged in a way that promotes relaxation and contentment. The design will feel intimate and cozy, a perfect reflection of Ivan's search for peace and balance in his life. The set design for Ivan's space will be centered around the idea of personal comfort and connection with nature. The key element will be a wooden table, a gathering place where characters can sit and share moments of quiet conversations. The surrounding furniture will be antique, worn, yet well loved, with details like lace curtains and simple decorative objects that convey a sense of life well lived in harmony with nature. This setting will visually convey the simplicity of warmth that defines Ivan's character and his worldview. From the audience's perspective, Ivan's space will feel like a retreat from the outside world, a sanctuary of warmth and simplicity. The design will not overwhelm, instead offering a calming atmosphere that emphasizes the beauty of everyday life. The warm colors, gentle lighting, and simple layout will encourage the audience to feel a sense of peace and belonging in this world. Nikolai's space will present a strict contrast to Ivan's, filled with cold industrial elements that reflects his inner turmoil. The atmosphere will be oppressive, with harsh lighting and casts long shadows, accentuating the emptiness of the space. The design will feature sharp lines, metallic surfaces, and an overall sense by abandonment, reinforcing Nikolai's alienation from both nature and humanity. The setting will evoke a sense of loneliness and desolation, mirroring Nikolai's eternal struggles and disappointment. Nikolai's set design will employ harsh lines, cold materials like steel and concrete, and an overall sense of emptiness. The big empty space will feel uninviting, filled with sharp angles and angular furniture, reflecting his emotional detachment and the failure of his ideas. The use of industrial and urban elements will underscore his rejection of warmth, comfort, and simplicity. The coldness of the materials will create a sense of emotional distance, emphasizing his struggles with alienation and disappointment. The space between two worlds of Ivan and Nikolai will serve as a physical manifestation of the eternal conflict they both experience. This transitional corridor will symbolize bridge, the gap between warmth and coldness, simplicity and complexity. The space will dimly lit, with elements from both worlds, subtly overlapping. The walls may be cracked or faded, reflecting the tension and the gradual shift from one reality to another. This corridor will evoke a sense of unease, signifying the struggles between two brothers' ideals, their search for fulfillment. The contrasting visual worlds of Ivan and Nikolai not only highlighting their different approaches to life, but also represent their inner struggles. Ivan's world is a peaceful, harmonious space that reflects his longing to simplicity and connection to nature. Nikolai's world, in contrast, is a cold, barren, and filled with industrial decay symbols. Through these images, we can actually see how important the balance between ambition and simplicity is.